Greetings, everyone. My name is Christina Karpiuk. I'm a Master of Art in Teaching English as a Foreign Language. I'm also the co-author of the new English language course created for the new Ukrainian school. To start with, can everyone hear and see me well? Please write in our Zoom chat. Good. Now, ladies, tell me a few words about yourselves. How long have you been working as English teachers, and what kind of difficulties occur when you teach teenagers specifically? Please write your answers in our Zoom chat. So, how long have you been working as English teachers? For a year? For 10 years? For 15 years? For 14? Oh, that's quite a long period of time. For 10? 23? 7? 4? Good. Thank you. Well, many of us, well, all of us are different. Some of us have more experience, some have less. Nevertheless, any experience is valuable. So what about the difficulties? What kind of difficulties occur when you teach teenagers specifically, students who are 12, 13, 14 years old? What kind of problems occur? Please write in our Zoom chat. Motivation. Yes, it's lack of time. Yes, I've heard from many educators that 45 minutes is not enough to teach and learn English, to motivate them. Lack of confidence, especially in speaking. We will be talking about speaking, don't worry. Lack of confidence. Well, different kind of problems occur, of course, but there's always a way out. We just need to discover it, to know it. Okay, now let me tell you a few words about myself. My practice in teaching English began after I had completed the Trinity course program in Prague at Oxford English. After that, I got my master's degree in TEFL at the University of Southampton, which is in England. Then I came back to Ukraine and worked as an English teacher at the Ternopil School No. 3, and then at our local gymnasium named after Franco. Today, I'm the author of the book on methodology of teaching English at primary Ukrainian school, and also I am the co-author of the English courses Kids on Line 5 and Kids on Line 6, created for the 5th and 6th formers. So, welcome to our webinar, Teaching English with Kids on Line 7. This is the title of our new course, and it is created for the new Ukrainian school, for the basic secondary school to be more exact. And it is designed for the 7th year of study of English. It helps the 21st century learners achieve their language goals at the A2 plus level, which is on the way to the B1 level. Kids on Line 7 logically continues the concept of the previous courses for the 5th and 6th forms, which were created for the adaptation period students. The 7th form, however, is the first year of the so-called basic secondary school. Kids Online has been created on the basis of innovative as well as tested methodology for effective teaching. It builds on existing English as a foreign language methods adapted to today's reality. Nowadays, teenagers are growing up with technology, and it is a natural and integrated part of their lives. This makes them digital natives, people who are confident and who feel quite comfortable with using gadgets. There is also a term called digital immigrants, which refers to their parents or teachers who have come later to the world of technology. Unfortunately, there are also people who are afraid of new technologies, and there is a term for them, technophobes. Think about yourselves, ladies. Where do you stand? How confident and comfortable do you feel about using gadgets and the internet in your life, including teaching? Please write your answers in our Zoom chat. Are you a technophobe, a digital immigrant, or maybe even a digital native? Please write in the chat. Well, I suppose that most of you are digital immigrants. I don't think that you are technophobes, because we are already using technologies even right now at this moment. So we are all digital immigrants. and maybe some of us are also digital natives. In any case, as teachers of English, we cannot ignore the fact that the internet gives us many reasons to use it in the teaching and learning processes. Let's think about some of them. We should take into account that our learners are digital natives and technology is their natural environment. Unfortunately, today, many of us have to teach and learn online, not face-to-face, because the safety of our students is the priority task number one. Technology offers new ways to practice a language, and the internet gives our students access to different authentic materials in English. Technology is mobile and can be used in different places. The internet offers us excellent opportunities for collaboration and communication between learners who are geographically in different places. ICT tools give learners possibilities to practice reading, writing, listening, and speaking. These and many other reasons led us to new ideas which were implemented in our new English language course for basic secondary school students called Kids Online 7. It is recommended by the Ministry of Education and Science of Ukraine since it meets the requirements of our new Ukrainian state standard for basic secondary school and the model program designed by Valery Rodko's team. Beside the student's book, other components are foreseen: an activity book, a grammar book, a test book, and a teacher's book. There are also audio tracks for such components as the student's book, activity book, and test book. In addition, there is an interactive program which is embedded in the students' and activity books. Let's take a closer look at the student's book. So, it contains the contents pages, a short starter, 8 theme-based units, English-Ukrainian vocabulary list, and the irregular verbs table. Each unit begins with the introduction page, which suggests several questions to engage every student into the topic. The questions on the title page encourage our learners to focus on the topic on one hand, and on the other, they encourage students to remember what they already know about it. It can help learners lead into the unit and boost their confidence level. With the help of this page, all students are informed about the language objectives and skills that they are going to learn and practice. Every unit has a clear structure that includes sections in a particular order, which you can see on the screen now. And as you can see, every unit includes separate skills lessons dedicated to enlarge students' vocabulary and grammar, as well as to develop their skills in reading, listening, speaking, and writing. The activity book has got the same structure and contains extra practice exercises based on the contents of the student's book. In other words, each page of the student's book has a corresponding activity book page, allowing for additional practice. Since grammar is a rather challenging aspect for many pupils, we have also created a grammar book. It provides more readings and practice of all the grammar material presented in every unit of the student's book. The test book is a supplementary to the course which contains tests. You can use them to diagnose your learners' achievements and progress in each unit of the course, or you can use them as samples to create your own tests. It's clear that all of these components complement each other. They are very carefully planned to create a coherent system of materials addressing to teachers' and students' needs. Let's look at the inner structure of the student's book now. Each unit starts with pages of an imaginary website called kidsonline.net. It is a special section that takes 2 lessons and provides the exposure of online materials and communication through blogs, podcasts, comments, and messages. Here, students learn and read and listen to some cultural and vital information. They get familiar with the lives and interests of their peers who live in different countries with their opinions and beliefs. For example,
what do you do in your free time?
I don't have much free time. Every morning, before I go to school, I deliver the newspapers, and in the afternoons, after school, I help out in a shop.
You are really very hard-working then, right?
I have to be. My parents are divorced, and I live with my mom. She doesn't earn much, so I have to help out. Besides, I want to save some money. I want to buy a computer.
Do you have to work hard at home?
We split the chores. Mom does the cooking, ironing, and washing up, and I have to tidy up my room, do the hoovering, and take out the garbage.
And who does the shopping?
We do it together. That's fun. I love doing the shopping with Mum.
Although all of the 4 skills are developed in this section, a special emphasis is put on reading. This is the first place where students can practice reading in form of blogs, news, and comments. New words are introduced contextually and they are presented in Words for You box with the recording that helps students to listen and repeat. Activity books suggest further practice of these new words. The text of online written or oral communication can be used as examples of written and oral communication for the students. This section usually finishes with a task to produce some online texts by the learners on their own. There are also the so-called ICT tasks in the student's book that require using gadgets with internet connection. Some of these tasks can be found in other parts of the unit too. How do you usually teach vocabulary, ladies? Are there any certain techniques that you use to explain the new words? Please write your answers in our Zoom chat. Maybe you use pictures or games to introduce new words. What do you do? Well, there are different ways to teach vocabulary. The key lexis of each separate unit is placed and practiced in the vocabulary search sections. In our course, new words are introduced in different ways, through guessing their meanings from the context, through pictures and schemes, through some activities that motivate students to learn vocabulary. Varied practice activities, including listening exercises, help learners to remember the key lexis. As I've mentioned, there are also boxes throughout the whole course book, Words for You, to focus students' attention on the lexis that is quite new for them. All lexical items in these boxes are recorded for them to listen and repeat.
Reading, page 51.
Words for You. Canvas. Material. To carve. To hire. To promote. To wonder.
Learners can then use the vocabulary list at the end of the book to look up their meanings. What helps your students to learn grammar, ladies? Are there any certain techniques that you use to explain the new grammar structures? Please write in our chat. Maybe you use games, or do you just explain the rules in grammar? Well, grammar is presented in the grammar search sections. Grammar tables highlight the target structures. Rules and schemes help to make the target material clear, and step-by-step practice improves accuracy. Grammar book can be used alongside with the student's book as an additional resource to provide more readings and practice on grammar. This book supports every grammar lesson in the student's book. Grammar is presented through real-life situations by characters here. The rules are in Ukrainian, followed by exercises. Usually, each set of exercises is finished with a speaking or writing activity in the end. This approach enables students to build up the picture of the grammatical system, developing speaking and writing skills respectively. The grammar book can be used in class or at home. How do you motivate your pupils to read, ladies? Oh, grammar games. Good. What about reading? Do you use any special exercises, maybe games, techniques that motivate your students to read? Or do you just give them the task to read? Well, the reading search section takes 2 lessons in Kids Online. It is presented by age-appropriate text in different genres. The texts are based on up-to-date information and engaging topics, including culture and real life relevant to students' age, level, interests, to motivate them to read. It is useful to think of your reading lessons as having 3 phases. Phase 1, before reading, phase 2, while reading, and phase 3, after reading. Talking about phase 1, before reading, we should admit that the key to successful teaching reading is your and your students' preparation. Make sure that you know the text well. Help your students to predict the content of the text by discussing the title and topic before they read. Pre-teach the meanings of the new words that are in the Words for You box. This will help them to lessen their worries about the new words and will also help them to concentrate on the task. Explain the task clearly and check whether your students have understood by asking them to explain it to you in their own words. The while reading phase. Give students time to read the text, go around the class, offer help when necessary. And finally, the after reading phase. Go through the exercises and check the answers. Answer any questions about vocabulary that the pupils still do not understand. In this phase, let your learners read the text again. This will allow them to feel that they have achieved something because this time their understanding of the text will be better. Ask students to do the exercises from the activity book. It will enrich the students' practice of the new words and will lead to better understanding of the topic or problem that the text is about. Next, we have the listening search section, which is designed to encourage students to listen and understand what they hear. Just like teaching reading, teaching listening is organized in 3 phases. Can you guess what these phases are? What phases of listening do we have? Please write in our chat. So, as you have probably guessed, they are before listening, while listening, and after listening phases. Phase 1 is the preparation phase. Make sure that you know the text well. Foresee what difficulties students might have. You should get your learners acquainted with the new words. Use the Words for You box and the dictionary. You can apply some exercises with the Lexis from the activity book. Explain to students the task and make sure that they understand what they have to do. Phase 2. While your learners are listening to the recording, make sure that all of them can hear the sound well. While listening for the first time, they are expected to understand the main idea.
Listening, page 36, task 2.
Listen to Alan.
Household chores. No big deal. In my family, we have no problem with household chores. Every Sunday evening, we have a little meeting in our kitchen. We discuss all the things that we have to do, and then we make a weekly plan. Everybody gets some tasks to do. Nobody stays out. Mom puts the list on the fridge door. We check it every night before going to bed. And that's it. The plan works well. I have to make my bed every day, but I tidy up my room once a week. I usually do it on Saturday morning. I also have to lay the table, but I don't have to clear it. My sister Vicky does it. We all look after our dog. His name is Rex. My sister and I feed the dog, but Mom and Dad have to take it for a walk twice a day. Mom does the cooking and ironing, and Dad does the hoovering and takes the garbage out on Tuesdays and Fridays. You know what I really hate? Washing up. Luckily, everybody has to do it. We take turns.
Your students are not expected to understand every word. Then prepare your pupils to listen for the second time. Make sure they understand the following task. This will help them to concentrate on the exact information that they need. Phase 3 is post-listening activities. There are some tasks for comprehension and discussion of the problem in the student's book and in the activity book. In the end of the listening search section, students have a personalized task to express their own attitude or tell their classmates about their own experience on the relevant topic. The speaking search section is designed to encourage students to speak fluently and with confidence without worrying too much about their mistakes. Why speaking is so hard for so many learners? What are the main problems with speaking? Please write your answers in the Zoom chat. What kind of problems, difficulties are your students? Afraid of English? Oh, I agree. There is quite often a sense of fear. But why do you think they are afraid of English? Ukrainian to English translation, lack of English speaking practice. Oh yes, afraid of mistakes, definitely. I agree. Well, there are different problems with speaking, especially in the classroom. But the main problems are lack of practice and lack of confidence. In order to overcome these difficulties, we need to create a natural language environment in our class where our students will mainly hear English. Provide our students with as much speaking practice as possible and not just only at speaking lessons. Let them speak individually as well as in pairs or groups. Not interrupt them when they are speaking. Provide them with enough of listening so that they can hear the correct pronunciation and intonation. And finally, be delicate with our correction and do it mainly in the end. It's true, speaking is one of the most challenging skills to teach and it requires a lot of practice. In the Speaking Search section, real-life dialogues provide natural and memorable language models. This section gives the opportunity to act out these dialogues and talks in drama activities. Drama appeals to imagination and it is an excellent way for students to lose themselves, thereby developing the communicative ability. Like other skills work, drama helps students to talk and to be understood. By developing the performance skills, pupils practice and become fluent in expressing real-life situations. Key functional language is included in the Keep in Mind boxes, which are easy to find on the page. All of the following speaking activities require pair work or group work. They develop speaking as well as communication skills. Thus, they create an environment for cooperation in the classroom. A sense of achievement is an essential ingredient in promoting fluency. The Speaking Search section gives learners the opportunity to personalize the language they learn, to practice speaking together in pairs and groups, to play games using the new language, to create their own dialogues, and to help boost their confidence level. Usually, the personalized questions motivate students to talk in the classroom. What helps your pupils in writing practice? Write in our chat, please. Do you use any special exercises or tasks, maybe some particular methods to teach writing, to practice writing? Creative homework, projects, essays, dictations. Yes, dictation is especially useful when it comes to spelling. Anything else? Well, thank you. The Writing Search section includes written models and activities to help students write their own texts on the same topic. Before writing their own text, draw students' attention to the model text. Go through this carefully with the class and make sure they understand how they should organize their text. When doing tasks in this section, learners need to use their critical thinking skills. Don't make your students worry about their mistakes. You may make a list of useful vocabulary, for example. Ask them to spend some time making notes before writing. A lot of support, such as clear prompts and examples, enable learners to write. Next, we have revision. What do you think is the main aim of revision? Why do we need to revise the material that we have learned? Please write in our chat. Checking grammar and writing skills. Repeat the learning material, yes, I agree. Vocabulary, well, it's only one of the things that we have to revise. But why do we need to revise it? To repeat everything. To understand the skills of the pupils. Yes, close. Tests. Well, this is one of the ways of revision, not the main aim of it. Well, the main aim of revision is to look back on the work that students have done and to reflect on how easy or difficult they found that work. Look back, placed at the end of each unit, provides effective and engaging revision of grammar, vocabulary, and communication language from the whole unit. Skills revision activities consolidate the skills practiced before. This section is presented in the Student's Book, Activity Book, and Grammar Book. Before you ask your pupils to do the revision exercises, give them just 5 or 10 minutes to look back at all of the sections of the unit. Students can do this individually, in pairs, or in small groups. Give them time to ask any questions that they may have and allow time to explain again any points which you think they have not fully understood. When you and your students feel confident, tell them to do the exercises and tasks in the revision section. After completing these exercises, work with the whole class and give pupils the opportunity to correct their mistakes in their notebooks. Go through any difficulties your students may have had. In this way, your learners will revise grammar and vocabulary. But Look Back is more than that. There are always tasks that let pupils do things with English. Role play, share and discuss information, create a presentation or a poster, etc. In other words, your students are encouraged to draw on their knowledge of the world in order to produce an extended piece of English work that is both meaningful and relevant. Project work is a perfect chance for students to use English in a creative and personal way that will give them a real sense of achievement. We suggest that learners work on their projects in groups. Working in groups increases motivation by allowing students to exchange ideas and help each other. Have you ever used any interactive programs in learning or teaching English? If yes, which ones do you use or have you ever used? Wordwall. Interesting. Kahoot and Blockit. YSL Collective. That's an interesting program. Well, okay, thank you. So every student has access to additional language practice through the Multimedia Interactive Program. A code to its access is printed on the inside front cover of the student's book or the activity book. This interactive program is a collection of carefully structured digital activities that give students further practice of the core content in the student's book and other components. These motivating interactive activities encourage pupils to consolidate language materials and grammar quizzes or to use the vocabulary trainer, try the communication practice, or the dictation option, which can help them improve their spelling. Interactive practice allows students to check their progress after every unit. Each unit has the self-check section and the Now I Can table in the end. This section provides your students with an opportunity to evaluate their own achievements, providing them with possibilities to reflect on their general progress in grammar, vocabulary, and communication. We suggest doing these tasks at home with the following peer work in class, when students exchange their works in pairs and, due to the key answers given by their teacher, they try to check their classmates' works. In this way, they can communicate with each other and reflect on their progress in a relatively relaxed and stress-free environment. This approach provides your learners with the ideal possibility to prepare for the test. In order to survive in the modern world, our learners do not only need to know and use English well, they are also required to develop the so-called 21st century skills. Can you name any of these skills? Please write in our Zoom chat. Yes, the 21st century skills are those skills that our students can use in their lives. But something more exact? Soft skills and tech skills, yes, close. Critical thinking and problem solving, I agree. One of them. Well, there are different kinds of skills of the 21st century. But the 21st century skills focused on kids online are communication, collaboration, creativity, cultural awareness, critical thinking, digital literacy, assessment for learning, and autonomy. Let's take a closer look at them and how they are implemented in Kids Online 7. So, communication, collaboration, and creativity. There are a lot of pair work and group work activities integrated in the core lessons in every unit. Group project work involves teamwork, so students can learn how to collaborate with their peers in order to complete a task successfully. The Kids Online section gives samples of online communication. Speaking activities create an environment for cooperation in the classroom. There are tasks and models of written text to help learners make their own pieces of work, including online communication. They develop their creativity by making a presentation or a quiz, a poster or a blog, etc. Individual project work is an ideal chance to use English in a creative and personal way, as well as a piece of creative writing. Songs and poems inspire students to use English in a creative way too.
When you have a job that's not much fun and you wonder when you'll get it done, don't wait till later, time may not allow. Don't wait till later, do it now. When you have some work that's not much fun, a job tomorrow. Do it today.
Next, we have cultural awareness. So, it is important that learners gain an understanding of different cultures through the medium of English. The course book provides them with a wide perspective of cultural aspects. They are also given an opportunity to identify themselves as Ukrainians and to open their doors to other different cultures too. Critical thinking. Reading and listening activities lead students from asking and answering questions to problem solving and reasoning. Learners are engaged in class discussions and surveys. The content of the tasks is a great chance for them to analyze and predict. Autonomy and active learning. Kids Online 7 provides learners with samples and models to produce work on their own. The course book is supported by an interactive program which foresees students' independent work and helps improve their language skills, allowing to check their progress by scoring points after each unit. Students also take responsibility for their own progress through the regular self-check section. They are prompted to reflect on their learning with the help of the Now I Can box. Finally, digital literacy. As I have already mentioned, there's an interactive program to the Students' Book that helps to activate students' digital skills. Besides that, learners are encouraged to create their projects in different ICT tasks. The internet gives access to the materials in English. In Kids Online 7, students are prompted to make their own online writings, like emails, text messages, comments, etc. ICT tools give learners practice in all of the 4 language skills. All in all, as you can see, our new language course, Kids Online 7, helps our students to develop the skills they need in order to become the successful citizens of Ukraine and of the whole global community. So, thank you very much for your attention and for sharing your opinions, beliefs, as well as experiences with us today when answering my questions. Thank you very much, ladies. I hope you have enjoyed our webinar. Goodbye and good luck.